What's up, everybody? This is Oklahoma Prepper, and today we're going to do an update on the garden. Alright guys, so look at all my tomatoes. They've gotten big, huge. There's the weenie dog over there, my lady. Tomato vines are up, jalapenos are up, and they're producing. Habaneros are up. They're doing alright. You guys notice that I'm still over here where the rest of my jalapenos and all this stuff's was supposed to go. All the other jalapenos and tomatoes. I got a couple okra plants right there. Oh man, have I got an update for you? I'm doing a little bit of hoeing in the garden. That's why you see my dirty hoe right there. And then my lady. Hey baby girl. What you doing, baby? Hey, the weenie. I call her the weenie. Her name's Lady. Come on, let's go walk around, weenie. Alright, Cherokee purples. You can see there's a couple, there's a bunch of them in there. Cherry tomatoes, some Romas. Romas are entirely huge too. You can see they're just thick on here. A couple of them. I didn't do any tomato cages. I didn't really care to. I think next year I'm going to. You see some of them that are touching the ground are kind of sour. Got one right there oozing some stuff. Other than that, you can see a little bit of Johnson grass in there. Been doing a bad job of keeping it clean. Onions, you can't see the stalks. I'm sure you can see a bulb or two. There's a bulb right there. There's one right there. There's one up there. Okra. Two little okra plants right there. Yeah, I haven't been doing too much. My back's been pretty messed up. So I haven't really been caring for my garden as much as I should. All of these okra plants right here. You guys can see all the little things jumping around. Well, we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Squash, I got a little bit of squash. They're not. This one's gone. I got a few of them right here. I don't know if they're going to make it. There's a couple of them. There's one. That one actually probably should be harvested. It's yellow. So I'll come out and harvest that later. Alright, let's count. There's one cucumber. One cantaloupe. There's another cantaloupe. Or cucumber, actually. Sorry. Man. I had all this stuff right here plowed up. All this was going to be watermelons. This row right here, all watermelons. This row right here, yeah, right here, all watermelons. This row, all watermelons. Let's take a look. I have been watering them. I'm just gonna, there's nothing. You see that little stem right there? Let me get this out of the way. See that little stem right there at the end of the stick? The whole handle? Watermelon. It's gone. Out of all the watermelons I planted, that's what's left of one. And this one right here is finally gone. I planted the other day over 40 watermelons. I came out the next day, 3 rows. And this row, I actually planted this row about twice already. So this one would have been about 75 watermelons. Total of 40 watermelons I planted. You saw my cucumbers and cantaloupe. Only have 2 cucumbers and 1 cantaloupe left. All of this is all cucumbers and cantaloupes. That's the only squash that I've got. Grasshoppers have killed everything. I planted 40 watermelons out here. Right through here. I planted 40 watermelons. I come back the next day, and there were 17 left. 17 watermelons left. Grasshoppers ate them all down to the stem, all the way down to dirt. I don't have, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Stink gourds, or buffalo gourds, or stink gourds, whatever you want to call them. Here in Oklahoma, they're stink gourds. The only use for them is snakes hide in them. That's about it. My squash, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squash out of about 12. I don't know why this one just all of a sudden died. I come out here the next day and it was all like that, and then started getting eat up on. So I'm thinking that something had got in there and ate up the roots maybe. But the rest of them are doing fine. These two right here have been knocked down. These two were actually, well, about twice the size of that one. Not nearly as big as this one. But these two were about half the size of that, maybe a little bit bigger than that one. And they both got knocked down to nothing, but I managed to save them. Don't know what did it. I have no idea. But I know there are deer out here. I've got deer tracks out here. Look at it, frogs. Frogs are everywhere. We've had a really wet winter, or wet spring. That's probably why we have so many grasshoppers. Well, let's take a look at these okra. There's a small plant right here. Let's take a look at them. Can't really see much because the sun is so bright. I can't see through the screen. Y'all can probably see them better than me. Okra's doing alright. Not nearly as many as I wanted. Cucumbers, not nearly as many as I wanted. Y'all saw I had about, I had hundreds of each. Which I would have never fit in all this stuff. I would have had to have replanted. And you guys can see where it's lower right there. I actually keep a lot of this mowed around the garden. You see back there I mow. But you know, it really doesn't help your morale when you come out one day and all of your onion stalks are literally ate down to the bulb. And if you want to know what I mean, let's take a look at this one. Let's see if I can see it in the screen. Yeah, right there. Come out one day and grasshoppers ate it down to the bulb. Every one of my onions. Some of these onion stalks were about as big as these jalapenos. They were huge. And I come out and they were about halfway down. I've put 7 dust out here. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do the chemicals and all that stuff, but I mean, I was just didn't know what to do. So, yeah. Let's go take a look at my starter trays. Starter trays. This one was full of jalapenos. This one was all my watermelons plus a bunch of these cups right here. This was cucumber. This was squash, I think. No, one was cucumber. The other was okra. Those are all planted, but the okra never worked. Tomatoes, jalapenos, more tomatoes and jalapenos over here. Watermelons, cucumbers, squash. I only got 2 of the 6 of the cucumbers that had started. They were big enough to put down, so I put them down. Anything else did not start. Cherry tomatoes. Let's see, this was cherry tomatoes, jalapenos, cucumbers, squash, watermelon. Nothing. Look at this. Mint. The only thing out here that's surviving is the citronella, barely though. Mint's supposed to repel spiders. That little garden spider you see right there, she was actually in this mint. So that's a myth. Another year of the garden, everything was doing good. Till the grasshoppers came and killed them all off. I mean, I was ready to plant, and this was going to be the greatest garden this year, or the greatest garden I've done. Biggest one too. Grasshoppers came through and ate everything. 7 dust didn't work. I've tried a lot of stuff and nothing worked. Don't know what it was. Nothing I can control about it, because let's take a look at something real. Look at that. My fence line is right there. That's where my fence line is. There's nothing back there. So I can't control what goes on right here. I can't control who brush hogs it, who does what. I can't do that. And I know that the reason grasshoppers are so bad right here is because of all that pasture back there. And I can't control that. That's not me. And I can't just up and move willy-nilly, because most of this town is like that anyway. You know, right out your back door or right out your front door is nothing but pasture land. So, frustrating. Man, oh man, is it hot out there. So there's my update on the garden. It was pretty much a failure. I planned on, my original plan was to plant more than I could handle, you know, on my own, and then sell everything that I could. And grasshoppers decided they wanted to eat instead. So yeah, there's that. So I'm just down to some treats for myself. Not even really enough to have for myself, really. The tomatoes and jalapenos. The tomatoes, jalapenos, and habaneros maybe. The okra for sure. But the squash, not really enough to get me by throughout the summer, or really through the summer and into this next season, or into winter. Not enough to freeze and save for later. 1 cucumber, 1 cantaloupe out of all of it. Grasshoppers just ate everything. So my plans for a big old garden ends up being plans to get me some, help supplement the groceries, and that's all it's going to do, because I really planned on relying on nothing from the store, other than a few things here and there, you know, some seasoning, spices, some condiments, stuff like that. I've got plenty of deer meat, and yeah, that's not how it went. So what I'm gonna end up having to do, what I'm gonna end up doing next year is I'm gonna treat everything. I'm gonna get me a truck, or I'm gonna build me a pump and sprayer, and I'm gonna spray everything around me with insecticide to help control the grasshoppers if they are this bad again next year. It's been a long time since we've had grasshoppers this bad. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about my health. My health has been the same. I haven't had an update. I haven't put an update video since my colonoscopy, because there's really nothing to really update other than the results of my colonoscopy. They found a polyp. Take that for what it's worth. So that means I'm probably going to be under the microscope with the doctors for the next 10 or 15 years. It's see the outcome of the future on that part. So there's that. My back's been pretty bad. I haven't really had very much motivation, as you guys could tell from the last month of not producing any videos. The heat is here, and it's worse this year than it has been in a few years. It's hot, and you guys know me. This is my pretty much, this should be my season finale of this channel until next year, but I was kind of hoping to be able to prolong it with the garden. But I'm going to keep some updates going on with you guys with my health and all that stuff. And I do have a HIDA scan coming up on Tuesday. Today's Saturday, the 22nd. I have a HIDA scan coming up on Tuesday on the 25th. And we'll definitely be taking you guys along with that. But I've been having some problems with Obamacare. Yeah, Obamacare. Remember that stuff? That stuff's still real. And it's still there. And it's still Obamacare. Because that's what my benefits coordinator told me. It's still Obamacare. And they're not wanting to do anything. So, yeah. Thank you, Obama, for still screwing us over. But, anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys give me a like and a subscribe and comment. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'm still taking requests. Hey, suggestions, please. Send me suggestions on how to get rid of the grasshoppers. Please. I've tried 7 Dust. I've tried natural stuff. I just don't have anything. I'm out of options. So please, let me know. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and keep prepping.